Hey, y'all. Morning. What's happening? Woo! This is the day the Lord hath given. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Well, actually, dear, we don't rejoice anymore. We stopped rejoicing a little bit back. It's far too, takes up too much energy, dear. We just like to be miserable a little bit and go and have a nice cup of coffee, gossip in the back a bit more. But this morning we are rejoicing because why? It's CSA Sunday. Actually, it's Shihadeh Sunday today. A Shihadeh Sunday is a bit like, well, it's a Sunday, but it doesn't have the bananas and the ice cream, but it has an awful lot of sprinkles in it. So it's going to be a wonderful day. I think sometimes that religious science is a wonderful, wonderful teaching, and we're all very grateful for it, but it can be very intellectual. God gets us wherever she can, and sometimes it just leads us down it's the religious science part, and that comes from a tradition really of jnana yoga, of learning, of using the mind skillfully. But there's another way of doing it. There's bhakti yoga, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do a journey of the heart. So the whole thing this morning comes from the wonderful creative mind of the wonderful Karen Shihadeh here, written by, directed by, and produced by Karen Shihadeh, with her wonderful coterie of support from the ministers. So thank you for all of that. It's wonderful for me when members of the congregation remind us that there are cycles to things, that there is grounding. And Karen was a field scientist for 20 years, so she understands these things very well. She understands about telling me about first harvests and second harvests and third harvests. It's worth noting, isn't it? We probably wouldn't be here if we didn't have the trees outside converting that CO2 into oxygen for us every day. It's worth remembering those kinds of things a few times. So today is about that cycle too, and the healing energy of the sun and the light, and how that light which lights the world is lighting us and feeding us continually all the time. So it's going to be a very different service today than we're used to. You'll find that there are cycles of divine verse. We'll be singing together. There'll be short silent meditations. Lisa will come up in a minute and start with the junior church, and then Karen will come up and talk to you a little bit about what's happening. The words for the songs and everything else will be projected up on the screen. So you should have that. Everything you need, I think, is in your order of service. So that's what we're up to today. If there's anyone here for the first time, we would love to celebrate you. It's wonderful to have you with us. So if you are, don't be shy. Please just put your hands up here. We've got gifts we'd love to shower you with, and information, and extra gifts in the mind shop. So I have a great little mind shop just down the back there. So, and if you're with us online, howdy darn doody, how you doing there? Woo! Good to see you. Thanks for coming with us today. I had quite a few people from the past show up to this week, which was very exciting. I know Kay and George came in from Virginia briefly, and I know they're probably back now there watching. And let's see, I had an email from friend Ron, who's up in just beyond Sacramento there. Ron and Felicity Nisbet, so they've been around. And Estelle was in town. Estelle here was integral part of the bookstore. She managed it for a long time, and they have a museum up in San Francisco. They call it the Beat Museum anyway. So Estelle and Jerry were in town this week, so lots of old friends around. So that was wonderful. Okay. Check your cell phones maybe as usual and just make sure that they're nice and quiet as we move along today. Before we go ahead, I do want to tell you about the Symphony of Sound, and this is going to be a wonderful gift from Valiana. Valiana, as you know, has got quite a name and a skill now for the singing bowls, and she does a wonderful service here every Wednesday morning that's very well attended. So she's going to do this event with her great friend Sky Song, who has that great symphonic gong, which is quite an experience within itself. So this will be the only announcement that we'll have time for this, so you could spread the word for that if you're familiar with it, or if you'd like to come. We'd love to see you here. So, good. So I tell you what else do we need to tell you? After the service today, there will be a potluck in the community room. There will be a circle group at 11:45. No formal collection today, so there will be baskets sprinkled around for you to drop your generous gifts into. So let's just start with a little treatment here this morning, and then I'll hand it over to Lisa. Always we start by saying, okay. There's only one presence. And if that is so, this presence, this formless, mysterious, wondrous thing from which all things come, is being us. Now, in this room, here, today, so are we individuals? Sandys, Shreyas, Karens, Davids, Michaels? Not really. Because there is something else afoot here. Because we each one are a divine expression of this extraordinary divine something, whichever we want to call it. And that's really why we come. That's why we celebrate here, that we're part of this one. And that's what we're saying today. We're going to let that shine through. Oh yeah, we're going to let the sun shine through. We're going to let the light shine through. We're going to let the love shine through. Because that's a divine intelligence. That's an alchemy. That's all we are, and all we'll ever will be is right here, right now, in this room. Nowhere to go, nowhere to get. We shine the light in all its abundance. We hold our neighbor and the person we're sitting to with the greatest of respect, because we know who they are. The person sitting at the back, we know who you are. People sitting at the front, we know who you are. You are that. And that is that. And that is all there is. And now we celebrate this day for all we're worth. And so it is. All right, Lisa's going to come up now, the wonderful Lisa Petty, and she will tell you what is next along this wonderful path this morning.
Good morning. So just so that any kids that are here know, after a special performance, I'll be heading downstairs and any of the kids can just come down and join me, but we won't be doing our normal song. So just I'll wave to you guys to come down with me. Downstairs, we're gonna kind of mirror the message that you guys will be hearing today of eating the sun, and really talk about the alchemy of what that stands for. We're gonna do some sun salutations, do a little yoga, and just invite the sun into us for anything that we may want to change. And I love the way that serendipity of all this works. My whole week last week was spent with a new client who has learned how to extract CO2 from waste and turn it into oxygen. And I mean, these people are so much smarter than I am, but it's just so cool that alchemy was my week at work, and now here we are on Sunday kind of celebrating the same thing. So it's such a beautiful way that these things always align. We're also going to be reading The Magic Goldfish downstairs, which is a Russian fable of this magical fish that comes to this old man's life and just alchemizes it and completely changes it. So before any of that, we have 3 young ladies that have a very special performance for us. I know that they're a little nervous, so please let's show them lots of love, because I know it's just going to be a beautiful performance filled with light. So excited to hear it.
The sun, with loving light, makes bright for me each day. The soul, with spirit power, gives strength into my limbs. O sunlight shining clear, I do revere the strength of humankind that has so graciously been planted in my soul, that I, with all my might, may strive to work and learn. From thee comes light and strength, to thee rise love and thanks.
The children can follow Lisa downstairs, those that would like to, for our children's program. Thank you, Lisa. Well, that was great. Welcome. So good to see you all here today. I have told you in the past that I sometimes think of someone when I'm inspired to do a service, and Marin told me I had to do something different. And I said, oh, what can I do? And it was Shaheen in a conversation we had a long time ago. She's like, I really like those kinds of services where we just sing and meditate. And so for you, Shaheen. So as we enter now into the contemplation and worship part of our service, let's please hold our applause to the very end. August, this time of year, midsummer, is a time, according to the ancients, and those who still live very closely with nature, it's a time of great celebration. You know, for a magnificent party, for a huge bonfire, a feast. And why? Well, it's the first harvest. And the first harvest of the year is always grains, the staff of life, the very source of survival for the early agricultural civilizations. In modern times, we have lost touch with its life-sustaining significance of the harvest. And today, our food is harvested year-round from all over the world. Bread is cheaply and readily available every day, everywhere. In this country, at least, most of us do not feel lack or scarcity, or that we won't have enough food to get us through the winter. So much so that the importance of the harvest, and certainly its celebration, are no longer marked. But what have we really lost when we've lost this celebration? You know, besides a great party in August, what was lost, actually, was far more than a harvest celebration. It was a rite marking our connection with the Son and of all life and with God. It was a realigning, a recognizing, and a remembering of our true selves. And today at CSA, we explore and restore this ancient honoring of the sun in all its loving light, in a modern way. So at the heart of the celebration is the sun, the bestower of light and life to the totality of the solar system. The sun universally and metaphorically means illumination, the light of enlightenment, and the source of all wisdom. It's typically associated with an all-seeing god or goddess who rids the world of both the goods and evils and all of the darkness and disease and sickness. There is Ra and Aten from Egypt, Inti in Peru, Mitra in Persia, Lug from the Celts, whom this time of year Lughnasadh is named after, the time between midsummer and the autumnal equinox. There is the great goddess Amaterasu from Japan, ancestor of the royal lineage and supreme ruler of the world, and the symbol on the flag for Japan. Surya in the Vedas, the Aztec gods Huitzilopochtli and Tezcatlipoca. I thought I wasn't going to mess that up. Tezcatlipoca. The Yambi in Bantu, Shamash in Mesopotamia, and so many more. And even Jesus, the Son of God, inherited the qualities of the solar deities. And Jesus said, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry, and whoever believes in me will never go thirsty. Where have they all gone? We do have a modern version. We have all been taught in science class to more or less understand the sun. It's the star at the center of our solar system. According to Wikipedia, it's a nearly perfect ball of hot plasma heated to incandescence by nuclear fusion reactions in its core. It radiates this energy mainly as light, ultraviolet, and infrared radiation, and is the most important source of energy for life on Earth. Much more can be found, like its size, its age, its composition, how it formed, how far away it is, the amount and rate of fusions turning hydrogen into helium, and so on, and so on, and so on. We seem to know quite a lot. We also know that plants and algae make carbohydrates, the building blocks for matter, by converting light energy from the sun into sugar or glucose, a process we call photosynthesis. Plants and algae are considered producers in scientific lingo and ingested by consumers, the animals. Animals eat plants and make carbohydrates, laying down muscle and bone from glucose stored in the plants. That passes all along the food chain as animals keep eating each other, and then finally the detritivores break them all down into soils, laying down the very earth itself. So you see, according to science, we are not figuratively or metaphorically eating the sun. It is not like we are eating the sun. We are literally eating the sun. All of us, every aspect of our physical self is sunlight. Moreover, all matter is sunlight. When did that stop being sacred? Devoid of divinity. How is that not miraculous and worthy of worship and celebration? And maybe you can guess which version of the sun I like more. There are many ways to celebrate the sun, and from ancient times, of course, they'd had many ways. And in some cultures, even today, the time of year is marked by the act of offering first fruits to God. One pastor writes that the powers of heaven had a special claim upon the firstlings of man or beast was probably one of the oldest religious ideas in the world. In the Jewish tradition, this practice called Bikurim, it is called Bikurim, and is so important that it has its own Mishnah or chapter in the Talmud. And long ago, it was also an essential practice in Christianity. From Leviticus 23:10, when you come into the land which I give you and reap its harvest, then you shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest to the priest. In Proverbs 3:9, honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of all your crops. And Romans 11:16, if the part of the dough offered as first fruits is holy, then the whole batch is holy. If the root is holy, so are the branches. When we take part in the practice of offering first fruits, we are taking a leap of faith and allowing the flow of God in our lives and for all parts of our lives. All parts, the roots, the branches become holy. We put ourselves in the hands of God and let go of grasping our sense of separation and the source of all suffering. When we give offering, our hands become open and ready to receive. And we are reminded that we are not alone, that we are never alone, and that God is first and everything and takes care of us totally. Despite our circumstances, in offering to God, we choose to stand in the emotion of gratitude rather than of lack, an attitude that always leads to great contentment and great joy. And this is what I mean about realigning to our true self, the truth of our being. And this practice helps us to understand the mysterious story of Cain and Abel from the Bible. In that story, Cain and Abel, the twin sons of Adam and Eve, bring offering to God. Abel's gift of the choicest, fattest parts of his firstborn lamb was accepted, glorified, and favored. Cain's gifts of the fruits of the ground was not. This led to bitter jealousy, and Cain killed Abel. The difference in the gifts was that Abel recognized God as the owner of his flock, source of everything, and also trusted in the eternal, life-giving sustenance of God. then from that recognition and faith offered his praise and thanks with the first and best of his flock. Cain's gift was not given out of faith, but out of obligation. It was not generous, and it was not the best of his crops. So the practice of the first fruits is essentially an act of faith. Cain and Abel live within each one of us. They are twin attitudes of the self. Abel representing faith and trust in life, in union with God, openness, willingness, and heartfelt giving. And Cain representing fear, hoarding, withholding, cheating, separation. And just like in the Bible version, Cain often kills Abel within each one of us. One other feature of the story of Cain and Abel is that God never asked for or desired an offering. This theme is repeated throughout the Old Testament. We are not required to give one. But when and if we do give one, we should do it correctly. Not out of obligation, not because we feel we have to. And we make it a gift of faith. Just as we have faith that the sun will rise every day and nurture and sustain us, something so common we take for granted totally, that is the nature of the offering in the faith in God. As Jesus said, whoever comes to me will never go hungry, and whoever believes in me will never go thirsty. When we understand and practice first fruits, we open ourselves to receive the immense abundance, warmth, and joy and contentment that surrounds us always and is being us undying and eternally. And with this practice and the abundant gifts we receive time and time again in return, we tangibly know that there is only ever-giving light. And we begin to know that even the darkest places within us, our arcane nature, is full of light. The great non-dualistic Hasidic scholar, Rabbi Israel Baal Shem Tov, said that people only have one aspect, good. He said, Ra kiselatav, evil is a setting or the throne for good. Evil then is not the opposite of good. It supports it, and like a throne, gives it a place to rest. Evil is only on the level of continuum of good. He said, evil is just the lowest aspect of good and acts as a ladder, absolutely necessary for the process of our spiritual ascent. Cain makes possible Abel's ascent. So you see, even the darkest places within you are full of light. Let us embrace them and also offer gratitude to them. In the modern world, first fruits does not mean bread or crops or our firstborn children or any of the other practices we read about from ancient times. We give that which we hold tightly to, knowing that God is the source of our supplies. We gift our income, yes, and we also gift with our words, our thoughts, and our deeds of gratitude. And if we don't know what that is, we strive until we find it. It's a very personal gift. In this way, our lives become an offering. This service, which I called Eating the Sun, is a first fruits offering of the heart. In it, we sing as one voice our gratitude in this rich, abundant, and joy-filled life. And faith, we sing with faith that, like the sun, God is the bestower of light and life to the totality of the solar system, and much, much more. A minister will read a verse for you, so you can listen in silent contemplation. Then a chant will follow to be sung by everyone. The words, as David said, for the chants will be on the monitors. There will be 4 short meditations throughout the service. And the song leaders are not here to perform for you. They are here to guide you into yourself through the vehicle of music. As we learn from the story of Cain and Abel, our attitude is important in the offering. Immerse in realigning, recognizing, and remembering our true selves of oneness. And for this offering of first fruits of the heart, let's be inspired by this verse from Radiant Sutra 18. Immerse yourself in the rapture of music. You know what you love. Go there. Tend to each note, each chord, rising up from silence and dissolving again. Vibrating strings draw us into the spacious resonance of the heart. The body becomes light as the sky. And you, on with the great musician who is even now singing us into existence.
The track of the sun across the sky leaves its shining message, illuminating, strengthening, warming us who are here, showing us that we are not alone. We are yet alive. And this fire, our fire, shall not die.
You arise beauteous in the horizon of the heavens. O loving Aten, who creates life. When you shine forth in the eastern horizon, you fill every land with your beauty. You are so beautiful. You are great, gleaming and high over every land. Your rays embrace the lands and all you have created. You are raw and reach out to all your creations and hold them for your beloved Son. You are afar, but your rays touch the earth. Men see you, but know not your ways. When you rise from the horizon, the earth grows bright. You shine as the Aten in the sky and drive away the darkness. When your rays gleam forth, the whole of Egypt is festive. People wake and stand on their feet, for you have lifted them up. They wash their limbs and take up their clothes and dress. They raise their arms to you in adoration. Then the whole of the land does its work. All cattle enjoy their pastures. Trees and plants grow green. Birds fly up from the nests and raise their wings in praise of your spirit. Goats frisk on their feet, and all fluttering and flying things come alive because you shine on them. Boats sail up and down stream. All ways are opened because you have appeared. The fish in the river leap up to you. Your rays are in the deep of the sea.
The sun shines on
There is a trail down through tall cedar, down to the river. The sun shines in shafts of gold, creates patterns on the red dirt. Light beams glisten and dance on the water. I sit on a boulder, flat and gray, that lies partway under the water. I feel warmth from this rock, from the sun, from somewhere deep inside. I listen. The water's voice speaks to me. I feel peace. I am peace. All I see is sacred. I am sacred. Ha-ho.
I feel a strange power bearing fruit, whose strength bestows myself on me. I sense the seed maturing, light-filled anticipation weaving within me to make selfhood strong. Shivoham.
May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. May the long-time sun shine upon within you. Guide your way on. Guide your way on.
One day, the goddess sang to her lover, Bhairava, "Beloved and radiant Lord of the space before birth, revealer of essence, slayer of the ignorance that bind us. You, who in play have created this universe and permeated all forms in it with never-ending truth, I've been wondering. I have been listening to the hymns of creation, enchanted by the verses, yet I am still curious."
May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive
As we come to the end of our ritual, what a wonderful, wonderful way to celebrate the sun and to celebrate together. I don't know about you, but this feels like it should be an annual ritual. So I just want to thank Karen, and I want to thank each of the ministers and all of the people who helped with the service and helped with our community celebration after service. It's just been an amazing, interconnected integration of all of our love. And the sun that is shining through each of you, I can feel it beaming up here, and I beam it back. And as Cynthia is pointing, the sun has come out. Oh. So I thank you, and I want to thank everyone online as well, because for your energy, you have contributed to this community, and this community is strong, and it's vibrant, and the interconnectedness of all of us is integral to it. So after service, please join us. We have a shared feast, and from what I saw coming in, it really is an amazing feast. So please join us in the community room. And, there are many festivals today, many options, many choices. We've got the West End Festival, and we have the Turkish Festival, and of course we have the Jewish Food Festival. So there's no accident that we are having a festival to the sun. So for me, what this means is what the Center for Spiritual Awakening is an integration of all traditions, an integration of all the ways in which we honor and celebrate this amazing world that we live in, and the way in which it has been sourced for our benefit. And as Karen said, we do have choices, and our choices between seeing the light and the love and the joy and the happiness in each of us is always there, always present. And that's what I love about this community, because that's what we bring and that's what we see in each other. There's lots of opportunity to see other things in this world. So we get the reminder, not only every Sunday, but every day we practice the principles of science of mind. We see and know what is real in our hearts. So I just have a few other announcements. Reverend Sherry is going to be doing affirmative prayer treatments. And if you want a little extra sunshine, come see Reverend Sherry in the back here, and she'll be here to give you an affirmative prayer treatment. And I will be leading the circle group after we have filled ourselves up. I'll be leading the circle group, and it'll start around 11:45, and we will continue the observance of the eating of the sun and just share some of our observations. So we're not going to do too many other announcements, so please find more information about upcoming events in your order of service on our website. And this wonderful flyer has been created for what's coming up in September, so please take one. They're at the table in the lobby. Now, let's talk about conscious giving in the content of today's theme. It is the offering of the first fruits. So if you've been here before, you know we have these envelopes that are sitting in the back of your chair. So if you would take one of these envelopes and hold it to your heart, because what we're going to put in these envelopes is everything that we are feeling, everything that we are experiencing, and all the joy that is coming from today, we will share in the form of money. It is a conscious offering. It is our first feast. We share it in the form of money so that we can provide continuity for experiences just like this one on Sundays, in our classes, and in our events. So we're not going to pass the basket around as we often do, but what we will do is receive the envelopes with your offering in the back, and Tommy's there with a basket, and there will be Daniel's there with a basket. So please feel generous in offering your sun, offering your light and offering your love. And the feast that Karen was talking about, Bikurim, or Bikurim, comes both ways, as many things in Judaism do. There are many, many opportunities. And they often, in that festival, they would bring this first feast, but it would be just more than the other, little bit more than the other donations that we give out through the year. Many opportunities for giving thanks and for offering. But on first feasts, it's asked to give a little more. So if it's within your heart and within your ability, maybe just give a little bit more in that envelope today. And for those of you online, you know that you can make your donations as well at csa.pg.org. No, I think it's csa-pg.org. And you will find a donation button that you can also share your first feasts with us. Let's see. When we take practice in first feasts, in first fruits, and in any offering, we are taking a leap of faith and allowing source of all abundance and prosperity to flow in our lives. When you consider the amount, then just as I had said, place that amount in your envelope. Know that the amount itself is coming from a source greater and higher than anything in your bank account. Whatever amount we choose to offer, we affirm the emotion of gratitude rather than lack, an attitude that always leads to contentment and great joy. And we affirm this gratitude by being part of the CSA community. So again, this is another example of how we experience our interconnectedness as community. And the other way we do that is through our affirmative prayer treatment, which if you feel comfortable to do, please close your eyes as we close out this beautiful and wonderful festive experience we've had today. As Rick Moss, one of our beloved ministers who is with the Center for Spiritual Awakening when it was Pacific Coast Church and for many, many years, he would say, we're doing a spiritual integration. And I just love that. And that's what we are doing right now. This entire morning has been a prayer treatment, all of it, recognizing the one true source of all that is, all that ever was, and all that ever will be. We recognize and honor this ever-expanding source of joy, love, and supply in all that we do, all that we have, and all that we are. We share this knowledge and way of life with those we love and those who may be unknown to us at this time. We recognize the power of our thoughts as it is done as we believe. We believe in our personal abundance of life and the shared wealth for all living beings, animals, and vegetation on the land and in the waters on our beautiful planet. May we be peace and share the peace we are as we go out today to share our celebration of the sun. It is with our enormous gratitude I say that it is released and done, and so it is. So please stand for our closing, which is a little bit different than you might be used to. We're not going to sing our peace song. We are going to sing a special harvest chant, which you will also find on your monitors. And just a reminder to put your envelopes back in the baskets and to be joyful
with each other and share your light, share the sun that is you.
Around the harvest field, let us peace and blessings.